What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Faceless. This is the first episode in a series of episodes. I'm starting a new channel, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. The first 1,000 subscribers are going to be dear to my heart. Let's just say that. uh, Today's video, I'm going to start off with something a little bit controversial, dealing with Data Dash and his bearish remarks, bearish videos. I disagree completely. We're going to get into that, exactly why. We're going to get into his argument. We're going to get into the reason I have the insider scoop. I know exactly why he has gone bearish. I'm going to give you that detailed answer towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. All right, so first off, since this is a new channel, let me give you a little background information about me. I am a crypto enthusiast, investor, whatever you want to call it. Been in the game for a really long time. I'm not gonna say I'm an OG. I'm not an OG. Been around since 2016. I've been quite successful, as you can see here. I live on an island. I live on an island resort. I'm just saying. Undisclosed, indisclosed location. Uh, but yeah, been wildly successful, and I'm deciding to come out and help others become wildly successful as well. Now, uh, obviously, this is not financial advice, but I'll be going over different coins, different things that I know exactly what to do in order to be successful in this industry. I've got a track record. I'm also just more background about myself. I'm also a founder of different tech products, but I choose to remain nameless and faceless. Hence the name of the channel, Crypto Faceless, for whatever reason. But yeah, so let's get into today's episode. All right, so in order to break down why Data Dash is wrong on his current or recent opinions about the market, the first thing you have to understand is you have to be a contrarian. You must be a Well, before we get into that, you have to know the market cycle and the different sentiments in the market at different times. Now, uh, sometimes we're in euphoric moments. That's going to be at the top of the market, and sometimes we're going to be in the despair, um, regret, and all the different levels of the market cycle. You can go look it up. It's been around for there's a chart for it. It's been around for a while. But the point is, there is different sentiment, emotional sentiment at different moments in the Bitcoin cycle. So right now we're at the bottom. Okay, we're in the deepest, darkest depths of the bear market. So you have to understand people are in despair, right? People are regretting that they ever got into crypto. People are second guessing whether they should get back into crypto. People are stepping away. And you need to be able to see these signs, these top signals and bottom signals. I can give you a few examples of top signals. I remember in the last bull market, I'm very good at seeing top signals, by the way. In the last bull market, you saw, big time influencers, content creators on YouTube, uh, going on to non-crypto channels and speaking about crypto. So I remember seeing BitBoy go on to what podcast was that? I can't even remember the podcast, but it was a very big podcast, non-crypto podcast, and I remember it being a top sign for me. I was just like, that's definitely a top sign. It's time to get out the market. Uh, that was one. Anthony Pompliano was another one. He was on one of my favorite podcasts, the Brilliant Idiots podcast. No, it wasn't the Brilliant Idiots. It was the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz, and that's a comedy podcast. It's just a bunch of comedians, and they had Anthony Pompliano, the Bitcoin guy. Why did they have him on? Top signal. You have to be able to see these top signals. And why do I bring that up? So you can also find bottom signals as well. A very clear bottom signal for me is whenever the YouTube content creators, YouTube crypto content creators switch bearish and like full-time bearish. Once you start hearing them talk about maybe the market might not come back. Maybe it's different this time. Maybe there won't be a bull run anymore. That's a clear sign for me, bottom signal. And that's what we're seeing right now. So that's my first point that I wanted to make. Second point is you have to be contrarian. Guys, like and subscribe. Like I said, first 1,000 subscribers are gonna have a dear place in my heart. But yeah, I'm dropping gems for you guys, and I will be continuously dropping gems on this channel. Now look, you got to be contrarian. If you're gonna be successful in crypto, you need to be contrarian. What does that mean? If people or the sentiment is to sell, the your sentiment needs to buy. It needs to be to buy. All right. You need to go against the crowd. That's number one. And you also need to go against your own emotions. All right. And it's very hard to do. That's why not many people are successful in crypto. Like I said, I've been very successful in crypto. I live on a island resort. You can see right here. And it's very important that you be contrarian in nature, in general. So if the crowd is like walking away from crypto, which they are right now, like let's talk about it. All right. So if you look at any, I'll give you a sign. Look at any YouTube video right now. Check the views. Any YouTube channel that has like 500,000 subscribers or a million subscribers, go check their views on their recent videos, and you probably will see a few hundred, a few thousand, some, and then go back and check what their views were during the bull market. Go back to, whenever the bull market was, scroll back, go check the views, and then compare that to the views right now. You'll see that the sentiment is low. Everyone has walked away from crypto. And when people walk away, that's when you should come running. That's called being a contrarian. Like, that's my first gem. When people walk away, that's when you should come back to the market running. What does that mean? You should be buying. You should be buying. All right. And of course, this is not financial advice. I'm speaking in general. All right. Now, let's go deeper into it. What about the emotional side? Right. Um, Whenever you have that feeling like, this is probably not the right time. Maybe I should wait a little bit longer. I don't want to go in right now because the price might drop more. It might drop more. Like, listen, that is a sign that you should go against your emotion. And I know it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. Extremely hard to do, is to go against your emotions. But if you're going to be successful in crypto, you got to be, you got to be contrarian. You got to go against your emotions. So that's the first point that I wanted to get across. And now let's move on to the second point, which is Data Dash's argument. Now, Data Dash has gone completely bearish. All right, completely bearish, not only on Bitcoin in the short term, or the crypto markets in the short term, but he's gone bearish, on the crypto markets for the long term. He's even starting to say statements like, there might not be a bull run, things might not come back. And I think his argument is flawed. Let's get into it. His argument is that, or one of his major arguments are that basically Bitcoin has never lived through a recessionary period. And that's completely true. That's nothing false about that. But just because it's true doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that your conclusions are right. Remember, causation doesn't, what does it go? How does it go? Causation, correlation, whatever. All right, so forget about that. Basically, what does that mean? This means, now, let me give you an analogy to make this clear. All right, sometimes examples make things clear. All right, so if I were to invent something, okay, let's say I invented a product that would be useful in the event of a hurricane. All right, so I live in a place where there are hurricanes, for example, right? Now I invented a product that will save you from hurricanes, right? Let's say a hurricane comes around, right? Now we're in a time period where a hurricane is coming. Now, would it be a time to be bearish on my hurricane invention, or to be bullish on my hurricane invention, right? My product was made specifically to protect you from hurricanes. Now a hurricane is here, right? This is the perfect scenario to be bullish on my invention, right? Same thing goes for Bitcoin. Bitcoin came out of the economic crisis of 2008. There was a recession. If you're old enough to remember, there was the recession that hit bad. and the financial markets crashed. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. Now, out of that came the invention of Bitcoin. All right. I'm not going to give you a history lesson on Bitcoin. All right. Out of that came Bitcoin, out of that recession. All right. Being a uh, solution to the flawed financial economic system. Okay. Now that we are on the brink of another recession, why would you now say, well, Bitcoin's not going to do good during a recession? It came out of the recession. It was a solution for the financial system. People are going to go towards this narrative and say, hold on, Bitcoin was an invention created because of the last financial recession. So now that we're going into another recession, why don't we hop on Bitcoin? Why don't we get Bitcoin? Right? That is the narrative that is most likely to play out, in my opinion. And to think otherwise is being bearish on the whole use case of Bitcoin. Why would you be bearish on the whole use case of Bitcoin? I mean, this is the use case. Right now, when the recession hits, we're going to see if it works or if it doesn't work. But this is the use case for Bitcoin. Like, so why would you be bearish at the prime time situation when, it doesn't make sense to me? That's why I think this argument is flawed. But now let me get into the real reason why I think he's flipped bearish or flipped completely bearish. I know firsthand, not firsthand, but secondhand, people that have been close to him in his circles, his Telegram groups, his what do you call them, newsletters, and actually, Data Dash did not sell the top. Data Dash did not sell anywhere near the top. Data Dash did not sell at 69K. He did not sell BTC at 59K. He didn't sell it at 49K or even 39K. He rode it all the way up and all the way down, and he ended up selling at 25K. The first time it hit 25K, that's when he sold his bags. That has left a sour taste in his mouth, and it's not even just that. After Bitcoin went down to 25K, it went down to 15K, which was the low of this bear market. I believe it's the low. I don't believe that we're going to get any lower than 15K. He didn't buy back. He never bought back at 15K. Instead, he remained bearish. He's coming up with all of these scenarios that is going to go all the way down to whatever, below 10K or something like that. But he's essentially, he always preaches to not be caught 2 steps behind, but he's like, unfortunately, he's not a bad guy, but unfortunately he's got himself 3 to 4 to 5 steps behind in this cycle, in the last bear market and in the last bull market and in this bear market. I mean, he didn't sell the top. He ended up selling at 25K, and then he did not get back in at 15K, which is unfortunate. So he's preaching a very bearish sentiment right now, and I think his vision is blurred and his opinions are biased because of his unfortunate bad decisions during the bull market and even during the bear market. So that's my take on it. I know that for a fact from people who are close to his circles, and he hasn't made the right decisions. So all of these bear decisions in this, his bear, analysis of the market or bearish analysis of the market are really coming from a place of bias. It's coming from a place of bad decisions, and I think that he's really sour at where his positions are. Which is unfortunate. I mean, people make mistakes, but I don't think he's going to come out on the right side of history when it comes to the next bear market. I think that even if we do have a recession, I don't think that we're going to have this doomsday recession anytime soon. I think we have a few more years out from that. But if we do have it, like he says we're going to have it, I think that Bitcoin will actually shine during the recession because, in the end, that is the use case of Bitcoin. and I think Bitcoin will shine. So anyway, that's my episode for today, guys. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna be making different videos every single day, dropping gems. I told you I've been in this market since 2016. I've been successful. I told you I live on an island resort. You can see right here. I remain faceless. I remain nameless, and that's just the way it's gonna be. But I'm gonna be dropping gems for you guys. Like, subscribe. All right, guys. Take care.